Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year to everyone. Hope you're doing well and that the New Year start off great with you. I'm here again with Robbie and we are going to talk about a topic as it relates to relationship. The topic that we're going to be talking about is the foundation of a relationship. What are some things that we find that is important that you talk about in the beginning of a relationship?
So good evening, Jacqueline.
Good evening, Robert.
We're excited to be at this point in our life, and we thank God for bringing us this far.
Yeah.
So Happy New Year's to everyone. I know Jack and I have already wished you guys Happy New Year. We hope your New Year's been great so far. As mentioned, we are going to talk about foundation.
Yeah, and I think
for a relationship.
The reason being is that after so many years that you don't have to not so many years. After not so many years, I think we can do a check mark on the foundation.
Yeah.
Okay, so why is the foundation so important? Why do you think the foundation, your views, why the foundation of a relationship is important?
Well, I believe in any case at all, whether you're building a house, whether you're building a relationship, whether you're building a family, you need to have a sound structure or a sound foundation, because I believe that your foundation set the stage for where you're going in your life or in your relationship.
From my point of view, I look at the foundation of a relationship as when you look at the process of building a house. You have to lay the foundation, and there's so much thing that is involved. You have to get inspection and approval before you can actually start to build. And so the foundation of of a relationship is the same thing for me, that you have to make sure that all the inspections are passed before you start to build or deciding to build on that foundation. So there are three things that we're going to talk about that are
vital, important,
that we should totally avoid in the foundation stage, because in the foundation, remember, whatever you put in the foundation, it should be able to keep that foundation firm, because we're going to build on it. And so these three things that we're going to talk about are things that we believe, based on our experience, that one should totally avoid in that process of the relationship.
I asked a question. When you were coding me.
For the love of God, don't go there. Don't go there. Let's just go to...
Now, when you were dating me, when you really come up to me and ask me to take me out, what, just for the viewers, what makes you ask? What make you ask me out? Because
I asked you out there. Are we gonna do this?
Yeah, it's the truth.
I asked you how to...
Remember the foundation?
Is the Grace Children's Cancer you're talking about?
No, I really believe that you pursue me.
I believe that you are not a pursuer.
You were
by no means an hunter.
Now, I'm not saying that you're a hunter. No, I was a pursuee. I believe that you're a pursuer.
Whatever. Let's go into the discussion. So the first thing that we wanted to talk about is bashing of the family. So, and the reason why this is number one that you should avoid
when you enter into
when you're trying to decide, and here's where I'm thinking in the relationship. I'm not talking about you, as he said, pursue him. You're pursuing that person. I'm talking about after the 2-week meet up and you guys decided that let's give it a shot. So this is the 3rd week or the month into the relationship, and you get over the I'm so shy I can't even drink from a straw, or you don't want to chew, or you pass that hump. I'm talking about where you settled in the 1 month and now you're gonna say, okay, let's talk some more about each other. Let's get a little bit deeper, because again, we are building foundation. So this is where bashing the family, your individual family, is a no-no.
So I believe dating is getting to know each other.
It should be all about you.
Yes, you're getting to know each other. I believe that's a process. The dating period is getting to know each other, getting to know your significant other? What is it that you need to know about each other? So I believe firmly that I think men mostly do that. Men will mostly bash their family. Or
women too.
I don't know. Well, I'm not a woman, so I would know.
Women too.
But I believe men mostly will, because sometimes maybe the woman will try to find out who are this, because the stepmother thing, it seems like it's a big problem.
Yeah, whether it's stepmother or parents, we always tend to, because and this is the reason why I said bashing your family member should be a no-no. We always, when we enter into a relationship, we always go in with that emotional side of us. So if anything is going, instead of trying to talk about other topics that we're going to discuss, we tend to go into the emotions. Who hurt me? What I'm hurting? And we play that poor old me. And sometimes we're doing it not knowing, but we are building, we are trying to feed from the emotions of our peer. How is he gonna, and we'll build our relationship based on that. Oh, I told him about my mom, or I told him about my dad, or I told him about my aunt, and he was so sympathetic, he was so loving, he was so caring. And we take that to build our relationship, whether we're gonna continue with that person. But it's a no-no, and I'm going to tell you why it's a no-no, because while it's good, you're talking, it may become detrimental to that foundation that you're trying to build. So, bashing your family member is never a good thing. We never know. We don't know where life is going to take us. So if we are building a relationship and we're going to start off by talking about the negative things or the negative sides of our family, we are basically, without knowing, I'm not saying that the person is gonna start out with that, but we're basically creating some ammunition that may come to use against us later in life. And most of the time, those are the people that we end up marrying to. Yeah. So what are some things that we talk about when we were talking about our families? I remember one specifically that stood out for me.
What was that?
When I remember, here we are on the patio, we were sitting there and we were comparing our great-grandparents, which I'm so grateful that they were alive and we met them both, know them very well. And we were comparing which one is prettier than who. Really? You remember that conversation, and you were bent that yours is prettier than mine.
My great-grandma?
Yes, and my great-grandma. But those are the things that we talk about.
Yeah, so those are good aptitude. Those are a good thing to talk about.
We talk about, we never talk about any negative things. Yeah. If there's anything that it's good for the person to get to know. So I'm going in, okay, so that's complaining Susie, or let the person figure it out. Don't just, because remember again, you are building a relationship between two people, and if you started out on that negative, you're going to bring that negativeness into your relationship.
One of the things that I always think we should even totally, why we shouldn't bring it up, because maybe you may speak negative of your parent or anyone else in your relationship, in your family, and it's so happened that you want to forgive and let it go.
Right.
And that person who you spoke with, or who you invited in that circle, when you're ready to forgive, they won't let you. I don't believe they'll let you forgive. No. Or if there is any confrontation between us, they'll bring it up. Not only that, but they will. The moment they enter into the family, they use it against.
Yes, it becomes a weapon.
Yes, use against my mother-in-law, or they use your father usually treated this way, your mother usually. And I don't think that's a good foundation to build a foundation.
It's not a good foundation to build on, because I know that there are some of you out there may be able to relate to this, that there are some, especially over the holidays just passed, and there are some people out there that they are not seeing their family member, whether it be a male or a female, simply because of the foundation. And we don't realize that, because nobody goes in the relationship with the expectation of doing any damage, but it happens. So we have to be mindful. Right. There's a hidden ammunition, and sometimes they come up and they're used against us or, or use against your relationship. So please avoid bashing your family members. Sometimes you never know where the relationship going to go, and you may need that family member help or support. And when you lay that in the way as a block, that person will never let you forget. Or you're gonna run back, or I save you from this one and I save you from that, and we become the saving grace. So by all means, avoid bashing your family member in the building of your foundation.
And what I want to say is, I believe that where you meet, I spoke to a lot of gentlemen that when you're building a relationship, I believe that how you met someone, how you approach someone, it have a lot to do with the foundation. Because I spoke to the guys who said, I met my wife in a strip club. And they'll come to me and says, well, my wife is, now that she's married, I would love for her not to go to this,
tone it down.
Yeah, not to dress certain way anymore. Because, and I usually ask them, when you met her, in how was she dressing? And where did you met her? They say, well, I met her in a strip club, or I met her in the bar, and this is how she looks. And he was attractive to her outside appearance. So now that they're married or they're into a relationship, one of the first things they want to do is to change
that person.
They change the person. It is very difficult to change someone. And maybe what attracts you to that person, when you get married or in a serious relationship, maybe it doesn't work anymore. So I believe that where you met someone, where you meet someone, and how you actually gravitate to them, in what situation, what condition, or I should say, where, atmosphere that you met that person have a lot to do with your building of your relationship.
The foundation. A lot of people do not realize how important the foundation of a house is. If there's a storm comes through in the relationship and you assess, and the windows can be replaced, but if the foundation is damaged, it's a totally no-no.
All right, so the next thing that what we have, what would you think would be the next?
I wanted just to add on that it goes not just for strip clubs, because you have people that met each other in various places and the relationship is great. It also happened within church, because people can come in the church and they'll say, okay, I met this person, and they're in church, and you're sold by their dress, the way they carry themselves within church, and outside of church, the different things. So again, number one, do not bash your family members when you're building a foundation.
Relationship.
The next one is bashing your past relationship. If there was a past relationship,
most likely,
do not, if you don't have anything good to say about your past relationship, don't say anything at all. Because while you are talking, the person is using that to assess you, and it's also going to come back to bite you in the butt later on. Because most of the time we're going to put out all that, my ex was, he was aggressive, he was arrogant, he was mean, he didn't want to take me here.
But so is it always true though? Because I have, again,
in our opinion, remember, we are the judge of whatever condition we receive. Only us you can say, I'm the best husband, and I could say, I beg to differ, because I am the recipient. So most of the time, the recipient will base their conversation based on how they assess that person. But in that, while you are bashing, the person that you are bashing is listening, and sometimes it becomes a weight, because, he never takes me out. Oh gosh, now I have to go take her out because she had that.
Not even so much taking out, but some of the
talking about
some of the negative things, some of the negative aspects that we throw in against our past relationship. It can that whether the gentleman or the lady, either one, rightly you started to form your own opinion of what you're hearing. And not only that, but you believe that, because I believe that relationship work two way. In whether you're breaking up or you're making it right, you're making it wrong. It's all work two.
It's a twofold.
I believe so. So you may start to make your own opinion of that person while they're bashing their previous relationship. So one of the things I believe that most gentlemen, let me just say this. I saw on YouTube the other day where this guy had a past relationship and he's entering into a new one, and that young lady asked him to go to his his former girlfriend, or his past relationship, and she wants a resume.
Uh-oh.
She asks him, go to your ex-girlfriend and have her write me a letter. I want to know how what break up this relationship. Number one, why was it broken up, and how was you? How did you perform in that relationship? So she asked him to go to the and now it was catty.
But at the end of the day, dear, one of the reasons, as I said, if the least disagreement that you have,
Yeah.
it will come up. So that no wonder he walk away from you. No wonder she left you, because you so never. We're not gonna go too much in it, because we want to discuss all that we have here. But never enter a relationship and speak ill of your past relationship. Leave it alone. It's in the past. It's in the past. You're building something new. The last thing that I wanted to talk about is friends. Your friends. Your friends.
When you said friends, you thinking about bashing your friends also?
How soon do you bring your friends within
your circle?
Your circle? Remember, again, you're building a foundation between you two. This thing is about you two. So you have to be careful at what point you bring your friends, because not every friend is gonna come in and is happy for you to begin with, and not every friend understand. Not every friend have a filter. So while you're saying, okay, I'm gonna remember not to bash my family members or not to speak ill of my past relationship, your friend may voluntarily offer information that you didn't want in your foundation. So always take time before you introduce your friend to that new relationship.
Yeah, one of the things that I always often say is that I don't believe that things that happen within your relationship between both parties, that you need to actually, you don't need to really speak of it to whether to your parents or to your friends, because again, when you're ready to let it go or to forgive,
they won't let
they're gonna have that wall. You remember what he did to you.
And the worst is your friends.
Yes, so
some family members, if they're mature enough
to understand,
especially if they're mature enough in Christ,
right?
They'll understand that life, no one is perfect, and we are all learning in every step of the way.
Right.
And so if there is something that comes up, they know enough to say, okay, they're working their way through. Right. It's a part of life. But some will never let you forget what that person did. They'll never let you forget your past relationship. They'll never let you forget. So while you are building, it's best to wait before you introduce your friend to that significant person. So your friends. So again, let's repeat those three things. The first one was, do not bash your family member. The second one, don't speak ill about any past relationship. And do not take time to introduce your friend or bring your friend into that circle.
Into your new relationship.
Now, we can't just throw that out without giving you some ideas on what you should be talking about. So we have three. During your foundation, remember, this thing is all about you.
Number one.
So number one, what is your vision? What is your goal? Where do you see yourself in the next 2 or 3 years? And that person, he or she, listen attentively to what that person is saying, because while they are speaking of their vision and their goal, you'll see if there's any place in that for you.
So I let me get some clarity on what you're saying. What was it that you're saying? You have to have a vision?
Yes, let's talk about where do I see myself? What do I have? If I know when we were talking, I knew I wanted to a college degree. I wanted to graduate. I wanted to go to college. My vision,
right,
what was, where do I see myself?
Yeah, but even though we have kids, we get married young, we have kids here, but still go on to go to college.
Yes, you still pursue that
our vision, our goal, our dreams in pursuing college and get our vision. So what you're saying is that you are to have some form of vision within both of you in what
Yes,
you want to
the
pursue?
individual, you as an individual.
So should you talk about both vision, or should I tell you my vision?
You should tell me your vision, because remember, we are trying to build something now,
Right.
and I'm gonna tell you mine.
So-
and while we are sharing, when he's talking about his, listen attentively, and I'm expecting him to do the same when I'm talking, because in that vision you will be able to see whether or not your relationship is going to work. So you gotta talk. This is instead of talking about what my family did to me or what was wrong within my family, let me talk about my vision and my goal.
So there's a love is blind. I'm not sure if that's a true theory, or it could be, but
Love is built.
love is blind.
It's built.
Love is built, I believe.
Yes.
But most of the time, love is blind because sometimes because you're so tied up into each other's, I think it's infatuation that you forgot to actually spread the table properly. I probably try to build that foundation, because I think that most of the time what messed up foundation is that, especially when you were younger, your foundation is all about one thing, and it's intimacy.
Yeah.
Physical intimacy.
Yes.
Most of the time you
We're
build.
passionate people.
Yeah, you build that relationship and intimacy, and when that is simmered down or gone or something, you have nothing left.
Yeah.
So you have to have a relationship that built way beyond just a physical
Yes. Just
aspect
the
of life.
spur of the moment.
Yes. So I think that is what really creating so many division or so many breakdown of our family, our relationship, is because the first time, especially, I'm going to speak for the man point of view, that when you see a woman, the first thing, we are visual. So we saw that person, or we saw that beautiful lady, and right there our mental aspect started to go wild because of what our eyes see.
Yeah.
We see her. When I just saw you for the first time, the first thing I saw was this massive hair, because you were tiny with this little, with this bunch, just huge hair all the way down. So my view was first is, wow, the way she looks. But I after getting to after passing that, your looks, it comes to it. Then I started to get to know that there is
Character.
There's more than just beauty.
Yes.
There's more than that, what you look, because you end up cutting your hair off. So therefore, if I had built my foundation on your hair, you cut your hair off, we wouldn't have
Then what
anything.
happened?
Right. So men will build a foundation on what they see. So I believe that you should go deeper and take time. And again, I could say this to young folks. I know they're not doing this. Take time to get to know each other before you just jump into this physical thing.
Yes.
You go for the first night, and you're in tied up with each other physically. I think you need to get to know each other before you get.
As we continue, we will go more. So we are talking about the foundation.
I think that's part of the foundation,
Yes.
because you can build your relationship only on a physical aspect. That's all you're in is a physical. So you have to know what is it that swipe up. What is it that you really wants to build your relationship on? Whether it's just a physical thing or something deeper than that.
Number 2, the expectation. Be real. What is it that you're expecting from me? And remember, if you don't say it,
Right.
if things happen, then you should look within yourself and say, okay, you know what? He never commit because I never share that expectation from him. So he's not expecting from me. He's not looking to measure up. Your second date, you go out, and you see this all the time. People, they drop you home, and you're standing there. You wanted a kiss, but nobody said anything, and then you go in the door and gosh, I can't believe he didn't even.
I don't know if that happens now.
Yes,
is this something like that's still happening now? Well, you have to understand, we haven't dated.
We are way ahead of it. Like I said, we are talking about things that. So the expectation, share your expectation.
And also, I believe that you need to be honest.
It's gonna come in the contrast.
Okay.
Talk about what you expect out of a relationship.
Yes.
Lay that out, and then the third thing is compare and contrast. So when I say compare, you're gonna look, because remember, you're not gonna get 100% on anything. You're gonna have to do some compromising.
Yeah.
So that's where you're comparing what is it that he's looking for, what am I looking for, and you see what you can eliminate, but do not bring yourself too low. but do make sure that you do your comparison and know that relationship is built on compromising. And again, going back to your vision, state your expectation, and then you compare and contrast. And if you find that in the comparison section that you're not going to be able to see yourself in any aspect of that relationship, then that's a good place for you to make a decision. A lot of people dismiss the foundation, and then way into the relationship they're saying, I did want to go to school,
or this is what I had wanted to do,
and this is what I wanted to do, and I never got. And you walk away from a relationship
that you actually
you never really build that foundation,
and you never spoke of it.
Yeah.
Before you walked away, you never really set that foundation and said, well, this was my vision in this relationship. This is what was my goal. So because you didn't speak of it then, and don't walk away from a relationship because the person is not perfect. I want to say this: there is no perfect person.
There's no perfect relationship.
There is no perfect person or perfect relationship.
As we live, I always say this too. The only time that you can, I'm going to end on this note. In summary, remember, in the foundation, when you're building a foundation, this is between you and that person. So do not go in bashing your family or speaking ill of any past relationship, or be so hasty to bring your friends into that relationship. Bring in, however, your vision for yourself. What is it that you're planning to do? What plans you have for your future? Then you talk about your expectations. What do you expect from a person? Not just the person that you're talking about, but from a relationship. Say, what am I expecting? What am I looking for from a relationship? Talk about those expectations, and then you do a comparison. At the end of the day, at the very end of the day, this is the foundation. This is where you build. If you are not mindful of the foundation and where it's going, you're going to end up with things within the root of your relationship that's going to cause a problem.
So my talkaway point is that I believe that building a foundation, I think you should build it on honesty. One of the most true thing that you could do is build your relationship on honesty, because I believe the dating period is getting to know each other. That is a dating period. And most of the time, we take all the time during the dating time lying to each other. And when you're married, you're trying to make up for all those things.
Or talking about other people.
Or other things. So
yes.
I believe that when you're getting to know each other, you need to be transparent. You need to be honest. I believe that you need to have a foundation where it's honesty built in that foundation.
When you build that foundation, when that foundation is properly built, remember, it doesn't eliminate all the things that will come when the relationship is going. But because, again, the foundation is so firmly built, it will be able to survive.
I would stand.
It will withstand. A lot of things is not standing because the foundation is not properly built.
Well. That's
it. So we will continue.
We'll talk about this some more about.
And please share your opinion on any of these topics if you find it interesting, yes. And let us know your feedback. We always embrace feedbacks.
Okay, guys, we thank you so much for watching.
Thanks for watching.
Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, and we want to hear from you in the comment section. So go ahead and make some comment. We want to hear what you think about relationship and how was your relationship built.
Yeah.
Let us know.
What are some of the ideal things that is embedded? Our ideal things. I'm saying it, a godly person, somebody that fear the Lord, and I'm saying not being afraid of the Lord, but fear the Lord. And the foundation, again, I am talking about the foundation. What was that foundation built on? If you have not yet subscribed,
go ahead and hit that subscription button. I'm trying to get
somewhere, guys. Hit that subscription button, yes. And help me to get there.
Yes, we want to get this message out and get this across. So we'll talk about this some more.
We will step away from the foundation after we do the foundation and the inspection.
We'll get some.
Because we're building, then we're going to have the inspection of that foundation. What's going to happen in there.
Thanks so much, guys, for watching. Have a great year, and we hope this year will be a blessed one for you all. God bless you.